As ever, some rules and regulations before we start this episode of the Why series. Now, I really like Impact Wrestling. It doesn't mean I like every show that they put on, but I'm glad that it exists. I'm desperate for them to do well, and I think their talent roster is one of the best talent rosters in the world. I'm also not saying that I know any better, because I don't. I'm an idiot. Look at my face. But ever since TNA officially transformed into Impact, I just think they're doing some things that maybe it'd be better if they didn't do. Maybe those things aren't really working as intended. Why? Here's why. If you take a quick look around the wrestling scene today, the in thing away from the WWE are promotions that like to take things damn seriously. Now, I'm not saying these places don't want to have fun or entertain people, but when it comes to two guys getting in the ring, or two gals, those two people want to treat their wrestling as if, their own lives are on the line. That's how important it is. This match is the most important thing ever, and the two people are going to show off their skills. It's one of the many reasons so many indie companies are booming right now. Fans love to see the likes of the Young Bucks or Will Ospreay, and they want to see them get in the ring and then see what it is they're going to do. This is the same with Impact too. I cannot believe there's anyone out there that doesn't watch one of their shows and not see the hard work and the sheer impact they put their bodies through night in, night out. It's respectable. The difference between these two scenarios, however, is everything that's going on away from the ropes. When you take context into the equation, that's when we kind of zoom off in different directions. When Ospreay or the Young Bucks do have a match, the reasons for that match are pretty straightforward. They either both just want to win, or there's a personal vendetta involved. The focus is very much on what's happening in the ring, and by and large in 2017, people like buying into that. As I've said, just two wrestlers being wrestlers in a wrestling ring. Who's going to come out victorious and all that? If you tune into Impact though, you're going to get what we're going to call, for the purposes of this video, sports entertainment. Now, I like sports entertainment, and as much as you say otherwise, you like sports entertainment too. Sports entertainment can be really good. We all watch WWE, even if that is through gritted teeth every now and then. But the point is, it has its place in pro wrestling. That doesn't mean that's what I want from my Impact, however. One of the most recent stories they've had is between Jeremy Borash and Josh Matthews, the two commentators who host the show. Now, they agreed that they were going to pick representatives to represent them, and whichever of those representatives lost meant that the connecting commentator could no longer commentate. So, if Jeremy picks me and I lose, then Jeremy Borash can no longer be on commentary. It's there, it's nice and simple, if not a little bit convoluted. Matthews did indeed lose, and he left the commentary position, only to then return to the commentary position later because he had left, and now he was able to come back. Now that's cute in many ways. There was no official contract, so it's an interesting twist, but in terms of building faith up from your audience, or just being serious, that's not the way to go. Falling into boy who cried wolf territory, all that is gonna do is make us, and us being the fans, question which angles we should and shouldn't believe in, because if you don't think there's gonna be a payoff, or you're the person that's gonna get screwed over, eventually you'll disconnect from it to protect yourself. If there's even a hint that you're gonna get the wool pulled over your eyes again, you just think, I ain't that stupid, you fooled me once, but now I'm gonna fool you. And I'm gonna do that by just not watching your TV. On top of that, all this stuff does come across as WWE light, and again, there's nothing wrong with that, but given you've just had a rebranding, you've gone from TNA and you're now officially Impact, I think it would be much more beneficial if they came up with their own niche, something that makes them feel unique, original. That's what's made promotions such as Ring of Honor or PWG so successful today. They found something that works and they've stuffed it into a bottle, and they're happy to hold that bottle and do whatever they can with that bottle to make it even more successful. It's why PWG doesn't even stream its events live. If you want to watch it, you either get your ass down there or you buy it on DVD. That's what works for them, and they stick to it. Because of that, they feel unique and they feel original. It also begs the question why anybody would want a product that's like WWE, but that's not WWE. There's nothing wrong with having storylines, and that's often the best part about pro wrestling. But when you're going the more kooky route, a la WWE, aside from the more serious route, a la Ring of Honor, you got to start saying to yourself, is this the best way we want to go? Or should we have a think about what we're doing? To be fair, it's probably a bit too early to make that call, but up to this point, ever since the whole Make Impact Great Again thing began, ratings and numbers for television shows haven't increased. And as I watch it each and every week, I can't honestly stand here right now and tell you something that's happening that's going to make television numbers increase. Impact does have a very dedicated audience that's happened to stay with the product, and I think the metrics represent that. But considering you've got a TV deal and you've got all this stuff going on outside the US, it just seems to me that the potential is even greater than what they're already doing, and that the ceiling is like here, but they're about here. This is where you want to get to. But you've got to build from the bottom, and that starts with your television product. And here we are a few months in, and that's kind of exactly the same as it always has been. You've got a few new bodies and a few new faces in there, and that's great, but otherwise, just business as usual. The kicker is they really do have the staff to make this thing awesome. Be it young up-and-comers or veterans, everybody on that roster is a serious asset to the company. They just need to be involved in things that stand out. And having commentators that are going to pretend not to be commentators anymore, or having about 76 authority figures, may not be the way to do that. This is all very WWE, and I've got WWE. I watch WWE every week, so it would be nice to tune into Impact, get something different, get something unique, get something original, get something fresh. And no, having a six-sided ring doesn't count. We're not getting into that again. We've done that hoopla. I'm fine with the six-sided ring. It's pretty cool, but that's not what I'm talking about. Don't pretend it is. Now make sure to leave a comment below and let us know what you think about all this. Then like, share and subscribe. Follow WhatCulture on Twitter at WhatCultureWWE, and I'm there too at Simon Miller 316. I am Simon from WhatCulture. You've just watched the Y series, and remember, when I slap my head, you slap yours safely, and not in like a bad way. If you're not going to do it safely, don't do it. But if we all do it together, it's a nice community feel.
It's time, once again, for everybody to buy a magazine, please. Yes, that's right, it's issue 5 of our wonderful magazine called Wrestling, and this one is an absolute belter. As you can see from the front cover, it features a massive career retrospective of the Olympic hero, Kurt Angle. Not only that, but it's got a How WWE Should Have Booked the Entire WrestleMania 32 card, written by this 6-foot streak of charisma. The bulk of the magazine is this huge top 100 greatest WrestleMania moments of all time list. Not just that, but you've got Shawn Michaels' crimes against wrestling. You've got the top 10 greatest wrestling managers of all time. You've got columns from Jim Cornette, Tom Pritchard, Shane Douglas, and an interview with the WCPW World Champion, Drew Galloway. Issue 5 of Wrestling will be released on April 10th. You can pre-order it now at shop.whatculture.com. Oh, and about our shop, we're currently in the process of moving all of our merch to a new premises. So shipping stuff like t-shirts, that may take a little bit longer. It doesn't apply to the magazines. Once you order a magazine, we will ship it straight away. But for any other items on our shop.whatculture.com, there might be a little bit of a delay for the next few weeks. But don't let that distract you from buying Wrestling. Buy the magazine. Buy it. Buy the magazine.